I'm assuming by at least the end of this season, the Infinite Infirmary. That must be what happens to the people that the rumors get. By the end of this season, the Walpurgis event will happen, which makes me wonder what the next season's going to be about. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with another episode of Madoka Magica. As usual, I come back with a board and some notes, so let's go ahead and hit up that board real quick. With the board comes the board change log, and I've got all of 2 things here. I turned the white line connecting Koro to Yachio green. I know they've got that little antagonism for her being a black wing and Yachio just friggin' hating the Magius. But I think they're on a friendly-ish relationship. I think they're beyond the white line, certainly not in the red line area anymore. And I put a question mark on Kade for having turned into a doppel and been locked up. Technically, I guess I could make a frame around the character and then introduce that concept as a thing for the future, assuming other characters might get trapped in this state. However, she's the only one at the moment of the named characters. I mean, obviously there's an innumerable number of them up there. I just didn't know how to handle it. Maybe I should make a frame specifically for characters who are doppels or have doppels, and then a frame for characters who are stuck in doppel form. Because it seems like, again, not everybody has a doppel, but I don't know. I'll have to consider it, or maybe I'll listen to y'all's input if you give me any. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. Anyway, on to notes. Who is waiting? I think I've made it pretty clear that I'm bad with recognizing voices, so if that was clearly meant to be, say, Ui's voice coming from the Eternal Sakura, then it was lost on me. Till they make it more clear, it's a question in my head. It doesn't also help that I didn't recognize the voice in Japanese, and then I also rewatch it to take notes in English so I can hear both versions. I mean, both versions of the show, not specifically both versions of the voice, but I didn't recognize it either way, so not sure. Just a follow-up note for details' sake. Nemu made the rumors, Toka made the doppels. You probably read something into that, their personalities, as you saw in season 1, about how they go back and forth over things, what that might mean. I didn't think anything of it on my first watch, but the news of the storm and the typhoon only just made me remember that when the Walpurgis attacks back in Madoka Magica, that's when everyone's taking shelter from a massive storm. So really showing, across shows, that the Walpurgis event is near. I really like that they are spelling it out with large environmental effects that help put help put the timelines together. Aroa's constant, we should all work together, is great for friendship and happy stories and all that, but conceivably, without the doppel situation, is completely unrealistic. Magical girls need grief seeds to prevent themselves from becoming witches. One witch gives one grief seed, and not even then all the time. Meaning a group of magical girls fighting one witch only gets one grief seed for the bunch. And they all use their magical power to do so, meaning they are all getting drained. We don't really have any math on how much they get drained for per fight, but it seems like not enough to keep up with that metric. I mean, that's why Coordinator has any business. Maybe a small group is fine with this, but something the size of the Magias, certainly not. Well, until you consider the fact that the Magias are cloning witches and have this whole thing filled with them. Maybe that's the benefit of a large group. So Madoka is checking out hidden messages all over Alania Gray posters. I believe I said that name sounded familiar during the reaction, but then I thought it was the singer's name from season 1, the person that appeared on TV that I added to the board and was like, who the hell is this? Well, quite obviously, Alania is the name of that cool-looking girl from the AI episode, the one that's in charge of the witch cloning stuff. At the bottom of the posters is the word Todesstrabe, which is apparently the German word for death drive, a Freud conceit of the instinctual desire to return to an inanimate state. So, I mean, unless that's what being frozen as a doppel means, I don't know contextually what it means to the show right now. I guess to be revealed, or you were supposed to understand it on seeing it, and I just don't understand it, so we'll find out. So the rumors bring in people to then feed off of their emotions to feed witches in order to have an unlimited source of grief seeds. That is, I guess, Nemo's solution to the magical girl problem. Not much different from the normal cycle of witches and familiars, just an extra step and seemingly under their control is all. Well, in as far as Alania seems to be running that bit now, and she doesn't seem to have anyone's best intentions in mind. I mean, just based on how she's looking at things and making like snide little comments. It also seems completely separate from the Doppel plan, but then again, I just don't understand the full plan yet, so maybe it's still all interconnected. It just seems to me that the Magia has two different plans going at the same time. Maybe more. And my final note here. I don't know if coordinators, so the word coordinators gets me sometimes because I often think of Gundam's Seed, and coordinators are the superhuman people from space. So when I talk about coordinator, the person, and then I use something like possessively, so coordinators thing, or that coordinators is what comes to my head. So it messes me up when I read a note. Anyway, what I meant is I don't know if coordinators reveal of the Doppel isolation area changes anyone's relationship with her. It's an upsetting fate, to be sure, but no less horrible than any fate that magical girls might face. Maybe even better, if Aro is right in that they are all in a happy dream limbo. As for Coordinator, though, she seems to be playing the neutral card as hard as possible and leaning into the Magias' unknown plan. The problem there is that the Magias are promising a lot while not exactly seeming like the good guys. As they say at the end of the episode, it's easy to understand why someone could do something terrible to avoid such a fate. And that said, that is all of my notes, so really nothing left to do here but to hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, their version of YouTube, I guess. Or Billy or whatever they call it. That said my memories, so I'm assuming it's could be the AI thing, I don't know. And Fenthope. I just realized it said Hotel Fenthope right on the top of the hotel. Magia's apple, Magia's butter. Oh right, I kept forgetting that they're missing from the rest of the group. She's certainly going to get pissed when she finds out that they're keeping tons of witches. This is the first time we're hearing about it. I guess real dictator vibes going on. Walpurgis, yeah. Yeah, what the hell's going on with her vision? Unless she's Embryo Zen now. Whatever the hell that means. Oh, she's Rina. Why should she look like a zombie though if she's Rina? Well, maybe she's not Rina. It's Rina's colors, that's what's throwing me. Clearly she understands what I'm not understanding. So the thing... So I turn this down in my head so I'm not distracted. The thing that's getting me is the element that we know this is a different timeline to the main timeline of Madoka. But there's no indication of any reason why these characters wouldn't be doing exactly the same thing in the main timeline. Which must mean, then, that the spread of doppels across the world is happening either at the same time that the fight against the Walpurgis is going on in Madoka, or just after it. Because we know what happens with the fight with the Walpurgis vis-a-vis what Madoka does. So, in the background of that has to be the Magias doing their thing, but we see it off-screen because we're focused on Madoka. And then Madoka takes away the witches from the world and everything. And we know that the witches are essentially the power source for whatever the Magias are doing here with their plan, because it's the whole reason that they have them. So that would wipe away the Magias altogether as well. Well, sorry, that wouldn't matter at all. She gets rid of witches across the entire time and space. So witches never exist, the Magias never exist after that, etc. But up until that point, since that hasn't happened yet, in all the timelines, you have to assume that the Magias are doing this at the same time. It's really helping when we saw Madoka showing up here that she was actually going to arrive here. I know it's not our Madoka from the main timeline, but still, it'd be nice to see her interact with Iroha. I like that she's like made me happy. Not unbelievably happy. You had a resting I don't care face the entire time. I'm assuming by at least the end of this season, the Infinite Infirmary. That must be what happens to the people that the rumors get. By the end of this season, the Walpurgis event will happen, which makes me wonder what the next season's going to be about. Yeah, I'm saying, okay, that the frame then, but from the beginning, was I. Yeah, but you're getting them into, like, tricks. They're not doing it of their own free will, it doesn't feel like. You're losing me, Felicia. Sayaka? Sakura. Sakura. I keep getting Sayaka and Sakura's names mixed up for no reason. Yeah, but if this is true, she became a White Wing real easy. Okay, not a White Wing, fake White Wing. She just stole the uniform. Yeah, I guess without Sayaka going through her whole thing, she doesn't have the need to develop the way that she did in the original timeline, the other timeline. It's kind of weird. Sakura is stronger than, say, Madoka, or Sayaka for that matter. But she's technically not from here, and magical girls here seem to be stronger than other magical girls. Mane sisters dropped a lot of grief seeds. No, good. Felicia is going to find out about it. And there's no reason not to hate witches, well, except for the fact that they might have been your friends before. You never know who a witch used to be. Does that other girl, was she turning into a witch, and that's the thing? Then maybe they're going to turn a bunch of their own magical girls into witches? So that'd be a super evil plan. Are they going to try to absorb Walpurgis, or are they going to try to create something that'll fight Walpurgis? Or that can fight Walpurgis? It really feels like the leaders kept everything to themselves. I wonder if Roa and Yui are going to turn out to be the same person. And Yui is one of the leaders of the Magias. And Aro is her alter ego to forget what she's actually done. Or do we use Embryo Eve? Ah, good old Sakura. And enter into a brand new terror of being locked away as a doppel forever. Lania Gray. So again, I think it's in it for herself. Oh, never mind. That's Embryo Eve, obviously. A giant moth witch. How do you make an artificial witch? Oh, that's creepy. Technically, it's a way to absorb them, I guess. I wonder if that's how Walpurgis got so powerful. I mean, I would like to see this thing fight Walpurgis, just to see what would happen. Is she like drunk? Does she get like drunk because she doesn't want to see what's happening? Because they would know, because they've been missing again the whole time in Fent Hope. Shut up, me. I'm drunk. I do hope at some point we explain Baby Hubie. I'm sure so much of this makes a lot more sense if you played the game, which I haven't. Like, oh, they're naming locations I know from the game, or oh, those are background characters from the game. Dissension in the... Oh, not dissension in the ranks. People are afraid. I'm assuming bottled up is the same thing as the doppels that are out of hand or being. By the way, this is so Lex, if you're familiar with the sci-fi show Lex. The League of 20,000 Planets all feeding their criminals to a giant insect.
この怒りを訴えるために生まれたんだよ。これが私たちの選んだ未来。私たちはもう誰も許さない。
Never forgive anyone. The only person you wouldn't forgive would be Kyobi, I assume, for having tricked you into this existence, even though you just claimed that you chose it yourself. The thing to summon all the witches.
このままじゃ大勢の人が魔女に。あの子たちはこうなるって分かってやってるの。私が知ってる二人じゃない。
I guess thankfully Aurora's parents are out on vacation out the country.
こんなことするわけない。まだ会いたい。
Well, now you have to fight them.
信じたくないけど、ちゃんと会って確かめたい。そうじゃないと私が納得できない。
You think this is why the Walpurgis is coming? Because it's on its way here because of the summon? That Madoka just happened to... I forgot about these. The traitor... Sorry, the manual tells you what to do if you become a traitor. Momoko. In the addition of the transformation sequence. Maybe I just forgot Madoka Magica had it, but certainly far more of it here. Of course, it's not really a big thing. All the magical girls can, jump that high and everything. So they should be able to get over the wall that high. Said that you're not that strong. That was your whole thing. Also, maybe I was wrong. That wasn't Momoko out there. I'm hoping that wasn't Momoko out there. Remember, her soul gem is in, the worst spot. It's on her knee. She falls down too hard. She's dead. I'm assuming if you could read that text underneath the English, it would be real helpful figuring stuff out. I didn't include it in my note from before. By the way, another new ending. I didn't include it in my note before, but there was that time where they were, I can't remember, I think they were walking over a thing, and there was the witch text on a wall beneath them. I don't know how you're supposed to figure out the witch text. Because I think it's something like... Oh, sorry, this isn't... We've seen this ending before. but I didn't have any notes about it or anything. I think the witch text is kind of like if you've seen Crest of the Stars, the alien language in that, which is its own script, but then when you try to translate it, it is its own language on top of its own script. So you have to figure out their language in addition to transcribing an alien script. It's not like doing a fantasy thing where you're like, oh, the dwarves have their own script. No, you can transfer the script to English and then just read it in English. This is something else. So I just no way I did that for Crest of the Stars. Can't do it here either. I forget, do we get it next time on in this show or do we not? I got so many shows that do and don't that I don't know anymore. Madoka? That background was my girl's background from her horror. Gotta be talking about Madoka. Oh, Walpurgis. Sorry, I was thinking non-chronologically. Madoka becomes the worst witch of all time in the timelines where she kills the Walpurgis without, where she sacrifices everything to kill the Walpurgis and doesn't then immediately die. So I thought that's what they were talking about when they were talking about bringing in the most powerful magical girl. But I forgot from their perspective, they don't have the timeline knowledge that my girl has. So they don't know that's what happens with Madoka. Also, they haven't been pervy. What the hell am I talking about? They haven't been, sorry. It's one of those times my brain farts. I know what the word I'm trying to think of is, but I can't think of how to say it all of a sudden. Privy. Sorry, pervy. They haven't been privy to, the knowledge that Madoka would be the most powerful magical girl if she wished to become one, and here she already is one. So there's a question about that, and the fact that there's no Kyobi, except for baby Kyobi, here in this area, so they couldn't just talk to Kyobi about it. So all of their knowledge comes from existing knowledge. And when I talked about that background looks like my girl's background, that was all the information about the Walpurgis. So obviously, they're just looking at information about the Walpurgis. When they say they're summoning the most powerful magical girl of all, terrible magical girl of all time, they're talking about the one they know about. I guess I was mostly also thinking Madoka because we know that she's here. And as I said during the episode, just keep hoping that she's going to show up. But it's not her story, so I don't even know what. The fact that they showed up in the opening that one time, and then they actually showed up in the show, I don't know what I'm expecting here, right? It's like watching a side story for Star Wars, It'd be like Luke Skywalker showing up in Andor. Like, why is he here? Is he gonna save the day? I've been watching this other guy. I don't know that I need Luke Skywalker showing up. I'm saying that I don't know anything about Andor. I watched 3 episodes and I haven't gone back yet, so that's what I'm thinking now. Certainly we're getting somewhere. Madoka, I felt, was mostly about the emotions and the character relationships. This is definitely narrative and combat and interwoven mystery and plot. It's there's a lot going on here. I can see why this is multiple seasons. Because with Madoka, you really only needed 1 season, and you could get everything in there. Well, anyway, I think that's all of my thoughts right now about this. Obviously, I come back with more in the next episode with the notes. So, until then, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?